what a great year this is going to be for you.
Thank you.
You have
Happy New Year.
a new child on the way.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
We have Rocket.
Yes.
Rocket is excited.
He's very excited.
And do you have names picked out for the new child?
Do.
Ellen?
But you know, you try to hold on. Oh, wait, Ellen? Mm-hmm. You know, you
it's close to Helen. It's
try
close
to hold
to
on to something.
Yeah, no, you should hold on to Ellen.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Is that what you mean?
Get an H?
Yeah. Because Helen is so close to Ellen, you know.
That's true.
And you don't want to name your child the same name as your wife, because that's confusing. You're Helen, and they're going to both look at you so, but Ellen would be clear.
Yeah, Ellen works way better than Pharrell.
Yes, Pharrell.
Yeah.
If we were dating, that's what our name would be.
Yes. Pharrell.
Our name would be Pharrell.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And I'm so excited for you because, you know, I'm a huge fan, and I've supported you from day one in everything you do, because I just think that you're just the guy that thinks outside of the box and tries to help everyone. And this film that you're producing, and you wrote, how many songs did you write? The whole soundtrack, right?
Yes.
And so you're nominated for a Golden Globe for the movie.
Yes.
And why is this movie so important for you specifically?
Still to this day, the female achievement goes grossly ignored and overlooked. And that's something that we need to change. That's something that you're rewriting history right now, you know, with everything that you're doing. Women can. I mean, you and I both, we championed, you know, our friend in the previous campaign, because
yes.
we know that women can. Women can. Women are everything. Just so you guys know back at home, like, listen, whoever you are, as long as you're living and breathing, you have to think a woman's body that brought you into this world. Period.
Yep. And that's a lot of men like, all right, yeah, okay. We know. We have to talk about this before we go. You were supposed to do a different song.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to perform it with a singer that I didn't know her. Her name is Kim Burrell.
Yeah. And
she made a statement. She was doing a Facebook Live, and she said some very not nice things about homosexuals.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like that was good of me to have her on the show, to give her a platform after she's saying things about me. So I'm going to let you talk about it for a minute.
Well, there's no space, there's no room for any kind of prejudice in 2017 or moving on. Like, there's no room. She's a fantastic singer. And I love her, just like I love everybody else. And we all got to get used to that. We got to get used to, we all have to get used to everyone's differences and understand that this is a big, gigantic, beautiful, colorful world. And it only works with inclusion and empathy. It only works that way.
Yep. Agreed.
Live and let live, love and let love.
Yeah. Agreed. And I think, you know, I say it all the time. I mean, to me, when I say be kind to one another, I feel that because as someone who has received a lot of hate and prejudice and discrimination because of who I choose to love, I just don't understand anyone who has experienced that kind of oppression or anything like that, how it only gives me more compassion. It gives me more empathy. I want everyone. I don't ever want anyone to feel hurt or because they're different.
Whenever you see something, whenever you hear some sort of hate speech and you feel like it doesn't necessarily pertain to you because, you know, you may not have anything to do with that, all you got to do is put the word black in that sentence, or put gay in that sentence, or put transgender in that sentence, or put white in that sentence. And all of a sudden it starts to make sense to you, you know. I'm telling you, the world is a beautiful place, but it does not work without empathy and inclusion. And God is love. This universe is love, and that's the only way it will function. You see, and I get it. I get that sometimes, like, some of the divisive stuff works, in life. We've all learned that lesson, right? We learned that lesson last year, that sometimes divisiveness works, but you have to choose what side you're on. And I'm choosing empathy, I'm choosing inclusion, I'm choosing love for everybody, and just trying to lift everyone. Even when I disagree with someone, I'm wishing them the best. I'm hoping for the best because we can't win the other way.
I am with you. I am with you. Congratulations, you're going to host the Golden Globes. It's going to be so much fun.
I'm excited about this. The Golden
fun.
Globe. I like it because it's like a mixtape of award shows, because it's the best of movies, and it's the best of TV shows, and the best of music. So if you haven't seen that movie, you don't have to worry because something from Walking Dead will come on soon.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that, at least. So it's going to be fun, and we have a really fun opening. I don't want to say any spoilers, but
it sounds good. You just told me what it is. It's going to be funny.
A lot of cameos, and
There's a lot of drinking. That's the difference between that award show. Like, everyone usually in that room is drunk.
Oh, yeah. Even people that don't drink. Yeah, it just happens, yeah.
And you hosted the Emmys before, and...
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I have an awards show memory that is one of my favorite things. It wasn't televised, I don't believe, but it's one year I got asked to give an award to Smokey Robinson. And I read the email, and it said it was for UNICEF. So I go, oh great, I love UNICEF. So I go to this event, and I didn't have a publicist or anyone with me. I just went by myself. I did the red carpet, and they're asking me, why are you here? And I go, oh, I'm giving an award to Smokey Robinson, And I love everything UNICEF does. I remember trick-or-treating as a kid and having the little cardboard box and you put money into that instead of and they go, okay, yeah. I go to the next one, and the next person, they asked me, why are you here? And I said, well, I love UNICEF. They do great stuff for children. And I remember trick-or-treating, and you put the money in the cardboard thing, and they go, okay. And I get into the award show, and I sit down. They take me to my seat, and I'm the only white person in the theater. And so I'm looking around, I go, this is a little odd. And I realize it's UNCF, United Negro College Fund. It is not... There's nothing to do with UNICEF at all.
No.
That's what they call it. They call it UNCF now. And I read the email wrong, and I'm like, what? This is the odyssey. But we did it, and I gave him the award. And Smokey has probably done a lot of stuff for UNICEF as well. I don't know.
That's hilarious. I love that everyone just listened to you and just went, okay.
Yeah, these reporters were like, what is he talking about, trick-or-treating?
But
What did he say?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
But
was
what
the
about
worst.
this award?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're getting now, how is this possible? You have your own ride at Universal. People are going to ride you? What does that mean?
That's what that means, yeah. No, this is...
How do you have time to ride everyone?
I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to break some records.
Right.
Yeah, come ride me. I'll be in Orlando. That should be the slogan. When I first got late night, I was taking over the show, and I said, well, I'm at NBC Universal, so I thought maybe I could do something with Universal Studios. I could be, maybe there's a roller coaster I could think of. Like, you know that ride Soarin' at Disneyland, where it's like you hang glide through California? I go, maybe something like that, except I do it in New York. And so, anyways, I got to pitch these guys, the head of the theme park, my own ride. And so I was talking to like a video conference, and I told them the idea for my ride, and they were just kind of nodding, and they go, uh-huh. They go, yeah, no. But thank you. What's your name again? I was like, oh, Jimmy Fallon. They go, yeah, well, good luck with your show, and if you ever need tickets to see Harry Potter or something, let us know. Anyway, cut to 8 years later, and now I'm hosting The Tonight Show. They called me, and they said, do you remember calling us about this? And I go, yeah. And they go, we want to make it. So we spent the last 2.5 years making this ride. It's a virtual reality like simulator. It's like you going to the Tonight Show, and then you race me in a go-kart through the streets of New York City, and it's insanely, yeah, that's how nerdy I am. That's not what the ride looks like. But I had to do that all CGI, and that's sped up, I think. But anyways, you chase, you go through the subway, you stop at a pizzeria, you smell pizza, you go into the East River, and you get wet. Yeah, I know, it's silly as well. It's funny. You go, yeah, I dress as a young girl. I dress as an ugly 15-year-old girl that goes, ow! Anyways, it's the best ride in the world.
Ow. You've been here 3 times, and this is the first time you're sitting in the chair.
Yes. Can you guys believe it? Yeah. I get to sit in this chair.
I'm so glad you're sitting in this chair. And I'm so glad you're sitting in this chair, and I can tell you were great in 2 movies. You were in Moonlight and Hidden Figures, and if you haven't seen either of those, you should see them. They're both fantastic films.
You.
And so you're up for awards for 2 movies.
Yes, I am just so thankful, Ellen. These films are important for culture, for humanity, and I feel so honored to help celebrate the oftentimes marginalized. I think it's so important that our stories are not erased because of what society has tried to do in the past to those who are different.
It is amazing to me that no one knew this story. I mean...
Including me.
So you read the script. I heard that. Is that true? You read the script and no one told you it was a true story?
I thought it was historical fiction. I thought it was a fictitious story. And I had to call my agent, and he was like, yeah, these women were directly responsible for doing the math to help get our first Americans, our first astronauts into space.
It's crazy. And so, we'll tell a little more about the story. That's what it is. But...
So it takes place during the space race. We were in competition with Russia during the segregation era. And before we had IBM computers, we needed people to do the calculations to help get John Glenn, God rest his spirit, to orbit the Earth. And so it was the women, and they called us human computers. Now, I play the first aerospace engineer, Miss Mary Jackson, and Taraji P. Henson plays Miss Katherine Johnson, who's still living. She's 98 years old. Yes, John Glenn would not even get in the rocket without her approval.
Without calling and making sure she said yes.
Absolutely. And Octavia Spencer plays Dorothy Vaughn. She learned Fortran, and she learned how to code the computers once they got IBMs. But before then, there was a small window where it was the women. They called the black women the colored computers, and there were white women working there, and they were human computers, and we all were doing what it took to help America achieve the extraordinary.
Yeah, and your mom must be so proud of you. She's going to these, all these events with you, and she must, because you're a singer, you're an amazing singer,
Thank
how
you.
most people know you, but now you're going to these events and she's meeting, who's she excited to meet?
Oh, so let me tell you this. To my mom, I have not made it until I got in the film. I hadn't made it in her eyes, honestly. I'm like, Mom, I'm opening for Stevie Wonder. I'm opening for Prince, who was a mentor to me. And she's like, oh, okay, that's amazing. But when are you going to be in a movie? And I'm like, Mom. And so she's like on the red carpet taking selfies with Kevin Costner. And, she's my biggest fan. And she was the one, growing up, I would do Shakespearean classes after school. And she would take me. We were sharing the same car. So, yeah, she would be the one.
She helped you out.
Me. Yeah.
She supported. Well, that's great. And she gets to watch you fly like this. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm so thankful.
All right. Well, last time I saw you, we were dancing together at the White House at Obama's birthday party.
Yes, we were.
We'll see each other again, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
All right. Well, you're fantastic, and you're fantastic in the movie. It's called Hidden Figures. It opens everywhere tomorrow. We'll be right back. Janelle Monáe.